YouTube land. I'm gonna wait for some people to catch. I'm out here. I was gonna catch the sunset. I'm gonna try to flip it so you could. There's a nice the bugs are terrible right now. I came out to watch the sunset and there's a nice veil of clouds, so I couldn't watch the sunset. Yeah. Anyways, I'll wait to see if anybody comes on. If nobody comes on in the next few minutes, I will go live later doing a fire with my husband or something and talk about my appointment today. Yay, who's in the house? There's one person watching. We'll see if a few more people show up and I'll talk about my first ever mammo I had today, and the sign on the door and what transpired and the information I heard today. Kind of anecdotal evidence. Hi! Is that Autumn from Autumn's Backyard Garden? Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so this is hello, more people coming on. Anyways, so I had my first mammo today, and the sign on the door, as more people come in, I will talk about it. Came out for a walk, watched the sunset, but the sun, can't see the sun. There's a nice veil of clouds. Anyways, so the sign on the door says, please, hi, Nature's Bounty Homestead. You're going to crap your pants when I tell you the sign on the door before I go in to get my first ever mammogram today says, please inform your technician if you have received the 19, you know what I'm talking about? And she looks at me and I look at her and I'm like, hell no. And she's like, okay. And I told her real briefly, real quick, oh, I should plug in. I don't know if you guys, can you guys hear me okay? I didn't have my, my thing in. Can you guys hear me okay? I didn't have my microphone plugged in. Anyways, so I tell her, yeah, okay, thank you, Nature's Bounty Homestead, for letting me know. Anyways, I tell her about, my daughter and the H to the B to the P to the V, Jabberwocky, because I want to be careful censoring myself here. Okay, anyways, and I said before, I'm not necessarily anti, what should I call it? Anyways, told her about my son and the whole autism piece and everything, but I said they should be spaced out, but I am anti M to the R to the N double A. Don't want to get myself in trouble. Anyways, she's like, yeah, I hear ya. I totally agree. Oh, facts. Okay, thank you, Autumn. Facts. Jabbed. Anyways, with what's happened to her with the ADE, which is the antibody dependent enhancement, with the autoimmune, and she's, had a titter for lupus, right? So I said I will not even entertain the thought of it. And she's like, I totally agree. She goes, yeah, I regret it. She said so I'm like looking at the sign on the door, and she tells me that she's like, yeah, I regret it. She says my sister is a retired NP and she refuses to get it, and I ended up getting it, and luckily I didn't get sick, but and I'm like looking in the sign on the door, and I look up at her as she's putting my boob in in the thing, and I go, are you magnetic then? And she goes, and she just nodded her head, yes. And I'm like, oh, okay. Anyways, so I thought that was interesting. There's some anecdotal evidence right there. They have a sign on the radiology door to inform the technician, because they apparently have to reset things because like when you go have an MRI or x-rays done, they ask, have you had do you have a pacemaker or anything in you or whatever, because they have to do things differently, right? So thought that was pretty interesting information, that they're now screening people if they've had it before having a mammogram, because people are, and she told me she was magnetic, and that's why you know, you've seen enough of the videos of people doing it, and it's not just the site, it's like everywhere. That's insane. There's something that's not a normal Jabberwocky. That's not normal to have magnets sticking everywhere on you and having to now be contraindicated on having things done. I thought that was interesting. So who all is still here? Anyway, so there's 5 of you. Just thought I would let you guys know. So we had a storm at 70, 80 miles straight line winds. Our barn is about ready to go down, which we expected it to go down, just probably not as soon as it was going to go down. And then we had that big tree. My husband wouldn't even touch that tree, and half of it broke. And so we got lots of cleanup to do around here. Some of the trees we've been working on and taking down that were already dead, and then we've had some live trees in the shelter belt that came down during the, well, thank you, Nature's Bounty Homestead. I love your property too. But anyways, I thought I would share some anecdotal evidence on the magnetism. To me, based on the study I shared with Marfugel, I've looked at several studies, right? But there was one in particular that, I'm going to go back to me here before going by the vehicles, you know, have to be careful. Go back to me here. Anyways, so there is the one study that's the Cinco cheese study, an induction of C. virus and skin cells. Is a dermatological study that was posted on NIH-PubMed.gov last May to June, was up for 4 weeks before it was withdrawn and censored. So based on everything I can tell and look at everything. Hi, our cabin in the woods. Hi, Kevin Fogel fam. Chilling, Nature's Bounty Homestead, Autumn. Anyways, based on if we have that, for those that just showed up, wonder what the experiment is. I have no idea. But so those of you that just showed up, I had my first mammogram today, and on the door it says, if you have received, please inform the technician if you have received the, you know. And so got to talking with the technician, and she explained that she was now magnetic, thing stick, and that they do that special, oh, there's one of the roosters, that they are now screening people, because when you're having, you know, any kind of MRI or any kind of x-rays or any of that kind of stuff done, they ask, do you have a pacemaker or anything, because they have to reset certain things and do things a certain way. So anyways, thought I would share that with you and kind of give you an update. I've been kind of MIA. We've only had the one, we've only had the one big shot of rain around here, so it's really dry still. The shot of rain and then the 80-mile-an-hour winds, and it's like we heard rocks hitting the windows. So it was pretty insane. So we have some trees. A live tree came down over there. I'll give you guys a peek of the garden here. So I have 4 spots left in my tomatoes and peppers, and this is the boys' play stuff. They're playing out here with sticks and everything. Anyways, my potatoes, I have to hill up my potatoes tomorrow. There's my potatoes. I have the sprinkler on right now. Oh, new people showed up. I have to, my Aussie garden. Good day, everyone. I hope all is well. Hey, if you're still here at my Aussie garden and kitchen, I was sharing that I went to my first, so here's the potatoes. I got to hill up tomorrow. I have more potatoes in the containers over here. Here's all of my tomatoes and peppers. I have four spots open. So I have spots for 100. Last year I did 150. This year I only did 120 tomatoes and peppers. Carrots, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, my peppers, and then beefsteak tomatoes here. And then I have my cucumbers here, and peas are taking a while. We've just have it. I'm now watering. Here's my beans. I have 216 beans, and my broccoli and my Brussels sprouts and my onions. And I threw a couple extra broccoli over here. My eggplant is still over there. I got to put in the ground. And then all my celery that was here, it was so 102 degrees and 90 to 100 degrees that week. All my celery died. So I planted kohlrabi in its place. And then over here, beans going up the trellis, and lettuce and okra, and yeah, and there's the chickens. It's time to go to bed. It's about bedtime here. Anyways, so there's the update. We have the other garden over there. We have the heirloom white wheat and corn and zucchini and squash over by the barn, and praying the barn doesn't fall down on that garden before. Anyways, here's my strawberries that I had done. They're alive. Some of them are smaller than others, but anyway, so those of you that have, you're still here in my Aussie garden. Okay, so in the beginning I was talking about having my first mammogram today, and the sign on the door was like, please inform technician if you have received the, 12:30 Friday here, PM Friday here. Oh yeah, total time difference there. Anyways, what time is it there? It is, gosh, it was like 9 before I came out, I believe. Oh, I gotta rotate device. I think it was about 9-ish, 9 p.m. We're North Dakota, Central Time Zone. Anyways, so I thought that was interesting, because so they are having to know, just like if you have an MRI, if you have a pacemaker or anything, if you've received the Jabberwocky, the nano particles or whatever is in it, the whole magnetism thing is a real thing, because they're now screening people before having stuff done. And in fact, my technician seemed like she regretted, because she was now magnetic. And she had said that her sister is a retired NP and she will not get it. So there's some truth to that. Yeah, I know. What? Crazy? Okay, same here, Oklahoma. Yep. I follow you, cabin in the woods. Yeah, so I thought I would get on and share that and do my, independent journalist. That should be, that side effect should be everywhere on the MSM, and of course it's not, right? What do you do? So here we planted hazelnuts, and they seem to be surviving the heat and dry. We are watering them, but they're turning. We got 5 hazelnuts, and then the elderberry. We have to replace. We have a few extra elderberry. Oh no, Marf is going live. I better get off. I should call into Marf and tell him about my appointment today. Is what I should do. Anyways, we took down a bunch of dead trees, and the only thing we took down live before we had all the storms that took all the other stuff down. The only thing we took down that was live was the red cedar, because the red rust would hurt our apple trees. So, and then we planted a bunch of elderberry. We have to replace some of this big tree. This is only half of the tree from we had 70, 80 mile an hour straight line winds and shifted the foundation even more. Broke the window on the barn. The barn's going to fall down that way on the other garden. I'm praying it happens after we get that harvested. But here is just, this is one my husband wouldn't even touch to take down right here. And that's only half of it because there's the other half. It's a big one. So anyways, Marf is on. So I'm going to get off and go over there and say hi, maybe call in and talk about that. And you guys have a wonderful evening and take care and have a great weekend and much love and God bless everybody and full armor of God in the times we are living in. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you guys. I know that is crazy. Kevin Fugelfan. I'll try to call in to Marf now that he is live and tell them and have to use the filter to beat the algo, right? Anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening and you take care. Maybe this weekend my husband and I will do a live around the fire or something. Hi Sarah. Sorry. I'll just text you, Sarah, what I was just telling. Who is Marf? Marfoogle News. Adam and Dex on Marfoogle News. Go to Marfoogle TV and Marfoogle News. Real journalism and prepper. You know, in the Bible, it talks about prepping and saving back your flock and your oxen. It's time to do that, you guys. Anyways, so maybe I'll call in the Marf. Anyways, you guys take care and have a wonderful evening, okay? Bye, you guys.